Gotta hit the record button. Cool. Akil told me you figured out the slash thing. I didn't put much thought into that, but Akil's solution is exactly what I would have done.
Yeah, it worked out really well.
But what you have to do, I think what Wanding also mentioned is, do you remember the gene name? It was like if it's like ABC, if it's like ABC 4-5, that means that it's ABC4 and ABC5. So maybe you want to kind of go back to those. There were probably a few cases in which that happened.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe just an idea.
Do you want us to? Are you saying like make it say 4 or 5? Because we kept the file the same and just switched out the
Yeah,
forward slash for a
I guess
dash.
because what people are going to do is they're going to interpret those names. So if like a result comes back and that specific one that has the what was the slash and now the dash in, they're going to want to know to look at those two genes, the 4 and the 5, and we just want to make sure that we remember that. So you just write a note so that we can talk to Wanding about how to do that. We might put it in the metadata somewhere, maybe in the sample sheet, because that's what it's going to map to, right? The giant sample sheet that you got all these locations from.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, that should be fun because that file corresponds to both of them because it was 4-5. Yeah.
Dash forward slash to dash. Remember. And then where was I? Oh, did my SSH close?
It probably did. It cancels on you. Do you know whether I invited Akil and I sent something to Michael? I talked to him earlier. He said he'd be interested.
Akil, he texted me like really, I don't remember exactly, but like really recently, and
Yeah.
I thought he was gonna be joining us.
It's fine. You guys were just curious about next steps, right?
Yeah, so with all these files now, we were
There he is.
wondering what to do.
There he is.
Oh,
Cool.
hello.
So I think the idea is that you kind of want to find a consensus vector which describes which probes are important for each transcription factor, right? So now you have transcription factor files and you have those counts, right? And I think that Wanding wanted like 50%. So like in the example when we had MYC that had 18, it had 18 samples. You'd want to include probes only if they're present in 9 of them, 9 or more, right?
Okay.
And you just use that as a cutoff. So all you do is in that you basically do we processed. Remember how we processed that matrix into kind of counts, column counts?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, we processed that matrix into row counts. You do that same thing, but you'd say, okay, if the count is present, if the count is 9 or above, then print out that probe. Or
wouldn't it be the number of rows over 2?
Yeah, it would be. It would be the number of columns over 2.
Oh, okay.
It would be
Rows.
not columns. Oh, sorry. It would be columns, not rows. Because the columns are the samples.
Yeah, but columns go up and down, buddy.
Yeah, but it's the number of columns.
But you're talking about how many columns you have. You're thinking of the row as
okay. I'm sorry. Yeah, okay, I understand.
Yeah,
yeah.
And I forget like what column 1 is. You might have like some CG. This might be some CG thing.
Mm-hmm.
I forget if there's a 1 or a 2, but you have to start counting at the 4th column if there's a 1 or a 2. And it would be like this 4th one would be like 5th, 6th, 7th. So in this case, it'd be 4 columns. So you only For instance, you might have 1 0 0 1. In this case, you'd print that CPG. Or the next case, you might have 0 0 0 1. You would not print, right? Because it's less than 2, but this is greater than or equal to 2. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. And then what you can do is what the end product should look like is you should create a file for each transcription factor with a listing of probes in a similar format to the database bed files, where it's you might have like a C. What it looked like is a CG X 1 2 and then like true for including, and then the second one would be CG whatever. This is like 1. This is like 1. I can't see the cursor. And this would be done for all transcription factors. But these would be consensus, right? So you might call this title, you might label this. So in the like we're pretending that this is like the MYC consensus dot bed or whatever. You wouldn't have commas here. They'd be, they'd be tab separated, so you wouldn't have commas. But
and then we want a consensus of all the consensuses.
Is that the idea?
That's what I thought we were going for, like a consensus for everything. I could be mistaken though.
I thought it was on a per transcription factor basis. Or maybe he wants all of maybe you could do that. So all you do is you'd stack all the transcription factors. You'd column bind them, right? So you just append them all to one another, and you'd count the zeros and ones, and then that divided by the number of sample that if that is greater than or equal to the number of samples divided by 2, then you'd include that. So you could that's something I didn't think about actually, like a transcription like a all TF consensus dot bed. You could do that.
Okay.
Yeah. And then for like creating all this all one, what you could do is you could use paste and just iteratively paste the matrices against one another, kind of what we did for that script.
Including the ones that are over 50%, basically.
This one would be okay. That's an important point. So, like for instance, this one you'd use the raw matrices we generated, but for this one you'd also have to use the raw matrices you generated. Actually, yeah, you'd have to use the raw matrices. I'm pretty sure. But effectively you wouldn't find very many that are overlapping all of them.
Yeah, we might get a very small end consensus.
So maybe for the end consensus, what you might want to do is just append all of the CPGs that are true.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, so what you do is you just take, it would be the union. You take the union of all true CPGs. So
okay,
like this would be true. And then maybe this one's false in the MYC, but maybe in Fox A1, it's true. So then when you do the consensus, it'd be true in the consensus because it's present in at least one of them.
Okay.
So we could kind of use a similar loop that we use to binarize everything, but loop through each matrix again.
You wouldn't necessarily have to to go from this to this. Or what are you talking about?
Yeah, that's what I was talking to, from the individual consensus to the total consensus.
Yeah, so for this, what I think the best thing to do is to append them all to one another and then say it. Well, first off, I think the best representation is actually 1 or 0.
Okay.
I think that makes more sense. Yeah, so kind of like this. So you're just following it. So no strings, and then append them all to one another, and then you can say if there's a 1 in a row when you append them all together. If there's a 1 in the row, then there's a 1 present in the all consensus. So, for instance, um, if they're making sense, can I copy these? I just can't. Can I? That's funny. I know I'm spelling consensus very wrong, but it's fine.
No, that's fine. We're not English majors.
I wouldn't hate you if you were anyway. Oh. Right, so in an imaginary world, we have 2 transcription factors, and that's all we need to worry about. What a world would that be, right? But so effectively, you'd append. Geez, where'd that go?
Your arrow disappeared.
I know. So you have 2 of them, MYC and Fox A1. Oh, Jesus. That's a girl I don't want to talk to. Anyway. So you'd append the first 3, you'd append you'd start with this entire file, and then you'd append the 4th row of every subsequent file. And what you'd end up with is something like, so after you do that, like appending, you'd end up with like CGXXXX1, 1, 2, 1, 0, CGXXXX2, 1, 2, 0, 1. And then like that could be your like temporary representation. And then you go through starting at the 4th column to the end. You'd say if there is a 1 and if there's at least 1 1, then print out a 0 next to the CPG and 1 and 2. But if there aren't any 1s, just print out a 0. Does that make sense?
You said print out a 0 twice for
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
Okay, so if there's at least if there's at least a single 1 in the 4th column on, print a 1. But if there's no 1s, print out a 0.
Okay.
And you always want to have this consensus where you have the probe ID, 1, 2, and then the value, and that would be the output. That would be what's inside of this one.
Okay.
If you want to, you can screenshot this or something.
Yeah, I think it will.
Okay.
I mean, it's recorded too, so yeah.
Oh yeah, this is true. But whatever's easier for you guys. That's at least what I would do. There's other solutions, I'm sure. It'd be easier if we were in R, but I think it's nice for you guys to learn how to do this all in Bash.
For that other issue we ran into, we had to add 4 letters to fix it. You know that?
What 4 letters?
To fix our other issue with the first thing we did when we made the TSV files.
Oh,
just
you're
had
talking about Flash?
Yeah, we just have to delete the dash from when
Yeah,
it makes
yeah.
it just
What
runs.
I was explaining to John is that when someone interprets these, when we use these files, we want to make sure that when they interpret the results, they know that it's 2 transcription factors. right? So that the slash meant it was transcription factor 4 and 5, and we
Yeah.
want to make sure that we still tell them that it still represents 4 and 5, and not
Yeah,
just
I mean, I changed because I changed it to SMAD 1-5. So it means 1 and 5. Otherwise I can change it to I can't change it to a comma.
no, just leave it as a dash. We'll remember. It
Okay.
was a big enough a problem that we'll remember.
Yeah. Could
Cool.
we change it to an ampersand? Or would that freak it
Uh,
out?
I don't know. Maybe you could try. Try it. No, I'm gonna try. Yeah, cool. Do you have any other questions on this?
No.
No, it was just to figure out what was our like next steps into
Cool.
using our data.
Do you mind if I show you something I generated?
Please do.
Okay. So, do you see this heat map?
Yeah.
Wow.
So the rows are samples, and the columns are probe locations, and you can kind of see that there's some ordering going, there's some categorization going on. So these right here correspond to the rows because these each correspond to branch specific methylation groups of CPGs. So for instance, there's one on kidney here, and this one is specific to the kidney, wherever that is, like right here maybe. And then this coloring is for the tissues. So it would be of no surprise that those that are specific to kidney reside in the kidney column group. And you can kind of see that it's visually validated because, for instance, like for this one, the one that's yellow fat, it's only unmethylated with the exception of this weird column here. Fat is only unmethylated is only consistently unmethylated in fat. Whereas like right next to it, whatever this one is, that one's unmethylated and it's unmethylated. I'm having a problem with this one and I don't know what's going on, but that's what I've been working on. It started with just a small set of, I'll show you. I worked on it the past 3 days. It started with this, and this is just with blood, and then it grew to this, and now it's at this. So I'm working on it.
I like the Drexel colors.
Yeah, I mean that was Wanding's pick. I think he always uses blue. It's either blue and red or blue and yellow. But yeah, that's what I'm doing. That's my project, and I'm sure they'll talk about next steps for the meeting on Saturday. Are you guys both gonna be there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna be there.
Cool.
Is that meeting like forever at 1 o'clock now? Like,
I think we can change it depending on when people have work or people are busy at certain times. Would you rather I mean, it's at 11 right now.
my issues for the Monday meetings because I have class from 6 to 9 on Mondays.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's my issue.
Oh, we can always move that. Were you not present at the last lab meetings?
No, I was. I gave that little thing about.
Oh, yeah. So you just skipped class?
No, next quarter.
Oh, next quarter. Yeah, just let Wanding know. And we've moved around the lab meetings so much.
Oh, okay, yeah. I just didn't want. I was debating about taking the class or not, but then I was like, I'm gonna just take it. I'll just talk to one.
Yeah, it's no biggie.
All right, solid. You ready to move back? I think they're gonna make. Oh, you don't have to move back. You can just say you're in co-op, right?
For what?
To move
What?
back into campus.
Yeah, if Elaine moves back, I'll move back. But it looks like she's going to be staying on campus, back home.
A lot of people are.
Yeah, I'm probably I'll probably be home till September, so no biggie. I save money.
Yeah,
Back,
definitely.
I have one class in person.
That stinks.
It's
We'll
it's a social class too.
we'll be back in the fall. I'm the if you guys are interested in like machine learning and artificial intelligence, I'm the president of Drexel AI. So you guys could, I don't know, come into some of our meetings.
I want to check out Drexel's astronomy club because they have like actual massive telescopes they take out at night.
Yeah,
You can
we don't
mess
have
with.
telescopes.
I think a better question is, are you a fan of Lex Friedman?
Oh man, I love Lex. He's a Drexel grad. We
Yeah,
tried to
that's
reach
I
out
was
to
that's
him.
why I brought it
We're
up.
holding an AI conference at the end of the month, so we're trying to get him to present, but he didn't respond.
Oh, bummer. That
We'll
would be so
continue to let him know. I love Lex.
yeah, I'll just keep tweeting at him or something.
Yeah, that's funny.
That would be so
That's
cool.
actually.
It would be cool. Cool guys. Well, all questions answered. You guys got a good idea?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
we got
we're
a
on the
good.
right
Thank
track.
you.
Phenomenal. My work here is done.
Big boss in the house.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for the help.
Yeah.
I gotta go eat dinner.
Have a good night.
All right.
Yeah.
Have a good
Enjoy your night, man.
Peace.